Hey, I'm Shiraz, and I'm about to shift someone's limiting beliefs, get them to step out of a story that they have been addicted to for possibly months, possibly decades. Now, here's the cool thing. I'm going to ask them, are you willing to step out of that story? And when I ask them that, you can say yes if you have the same story, and it's going to shift for you too. You may actually feel it in your body. Now, when people shift, there is a shift in energy. I tend to yawn and cough even through the Zoom platform. So be prepared for that. It's a little weird. I know. I don't know why my body does it. I just go with it at this point. So watch the video, check out more videos that I've done to get more shifts and have a good time.
So it's been brought to my attention recently that I seem to keep manifesting people into my life who are shit at replying to like emails, communications, anything,
Mhm.
including when it's like very important. And when I kind of call them out on it, they're like, "Oh, just keep bugging me, just keep nagging me." And I'm just like, "No, I don't want to do that." And it keeps happening. And now that I'm getting into a phase where I'd like to start, putting out content, I don't want to keep manifesting that energy.
Do you want to put out that content?
Yes.
That's not entirely true. What's going to happen once you put out that content?
Uh, Opens me up to more possibilities of getting trolled, which we've talked about before.
So if you don't want to get trolled, so you have to minimize how much content you put out there. So you have to attract people that aren't going to do it for you and just say, keep reminding me, so that you stay nice and safe and small. See how devious your mind is? It just puts everything in place it can protect you.
Yep, devious little bugger.
Yeah. So are you willing to step out of the story that you have to do whatever it takes to protect yourself from trolls?
Yes.
Okay. Remember, we're back to focus now. If you're focused on not getting trolls, then you have to keep seeing trolls out there to say, okay, I got to make sure that doesn't happen to me. You've got to have every now and then a troll get through. So you're like, this is the very thing I'm trying to stop from happening. And see, this sucks. That's why I have to work so hard to make sure it doesn't happen. And I know the best way to make sure I don't get trolled a lot is to make sure a lot of people don't know who the hell I am. When you set an intention that I'm just going to have this really cool business that people love and I get praised for it, then you're not even thinking about the trolls. You're thinking about how cool the business is and how the praise comes in. Right. So the more you try not to have trolls, the more you get stuck in trolls. So imagine a business where a lot of people see you and they love it. How does that feel?
Well, I would say that feels good, but it actually doesn't.
Okay. So how does that feel?
Um, Scary.
What's so scary about it?
Um, I think I just completely like ignored the second half of it. It was just stuck on the being out there with a lot of people seeing.
Okay.
Because again, it's just more opportunities to either have the intent misinterpreted or
Okay.
to say something that was, totally with the right intent and just uh not necessarily pissed someone off, but just kind of like broke the relationship.
Yep. So like we were talking about before, you have to be willing to let that happen. You have to be willing to have people misinterpret you, not get your intent, right? Because that's going to happen every now and then. For the most part, people will get you. Right. I remember one of my classes, someone was complaining about how people were reacting to him. And he said, "Well, I was just doing what you told me." And I said, "What did I tell you?" He said, "You just don't give a shit about people." And I'm like, what? When did I ever say that? He said, you told me last time because I was worried about what people think about me. And I said, yeah, don't give a shit what they think about you. You want to give a shit about people. Like that's important. But he completely misinterpreted it. And so he just was like, people will be talking to him, was like, I don't care what you think. Right. Like there's a difference between being in a space of I don't care what this person thinks about me versus looking in their face and go, I don't care what you think. That's you're going to get a different reaction, right? So that happens. That happens to me. It's happened to me with coaches. I've misinterpreted some of my coaches and done the wrong thing. For the most part, though, your message gets out there. Your message gets heard. Your message inspires other people and changes lives. And that is worth the few misinterpretations that come along the way. If you have to make sure there are zero misinterpretations, then it's the best thing to do is have zero people get your message. Ooh,
Yeah.
okay. Are you willing to step out of the story that you have to make sure no one misinterprets your message?
Yes.
Are you willing to step out of the story that if someone does misinterpret your message, it's your fault?
Yes.
Oh. Right? The times that people misinterpret me, I just think, well, this is what I meant, right? And I get it corrected if they actually have a conversation with me about it. Right? Other than that, it's just everyone has their own story. You could tell a story and 900 people in the room, 99 people get it perfectly. They get it. You made that story land. And one person's in their story that my life sucks and I keep getting bad advice. And then they'll misinterpret what you say and then say, well, you gave me this bad advice because that's just the story they're running. Make sense? Okay. So is it okay to be visible?
Yes.
Okay, that wasn't bad actually. Okay. Is it okay to be visible and successful?
Yes.
That feels good too. All right. How you feeling?
Good. I'm still working on my shifting off of the just because this is how life has always been doesn't mean it's, or just because this is how it's been,
Yeah.
it means that's how it's going to be in the future.
Okay. So let's just
Getting
hit that
all
straight
these
on.
examples of just in the last week. Like,
Okay. So are you willing to step out of the story that because it's been this way, it's always going to be this way?
yes.
Okay. Remember this rule. Once you shift a belief, all evidence of that belief that you've created up until that point is now invalid because you were creating from that belief. Doesn't matter if it had happened a million times. It's now invalid. You're starting fresh in this moment. So let go of all the past evidence and just start creating future evidence that works for you. Got it?
Mhm.
You don't seem convinced.
I want to be.
Hell, you want to be. So what's going to happen if you stop creating the bad situations and start creating all the good situations?
I don't know, which is the problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is it better to stay in a known bad situation than to go into an unknown situation?
I think the pause was answer enough.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is the thing. People fear the unknown more than they fear a bad situation, right? That's where phrases like "it's better the devil you know," because you know how to handle that. It may suck, but you know how it works. You know how often it works. You know the conditions involved, and you know how that story plays out over and over. And when I say, let's put you in a place where there's love and light and success and happiness, and you're like, what? I don't know what that feels like. Then your mind says, well, screw that. Let's just stay where we are. This is why the second component of visualization of the new life is so important. So you can give your mind something to lock on and say, oh, that's what it's going to be like. So what I want you to do is start doing that. Visualize the life you want working out for you. Don't throw the crappy elements into it. Just the life you want working out for it, and get into those feelings and do it on a regular basis until you get comfortable with that. And that's when your mind's going to say, hey, let's just try that out. We've been doing it for a while now. Let's move into that space fully. Okay. So this is building a muscle. Okay. And I want you to get this. It's like going to the gym. It's not like, oh, I'll do it now while Shiraz is telling me and then I'm done. No, you don't become a bodybuilder by exercising once. You want to do this on a regular basis so you can get to bodybuilder level. Once you're at bodybuilder level, you still need to do it to maintain bodybuilder level. You may not have to do it as often, but you still need to maintain those muscles. Okay. The audios will help you with that. And then you just settle into this, how it just feels like, oh my God, I'm giving these talks and people are responding. I'm making sales. People are asking for my autograph. My autograph. It's fucking cool. And I live in this great place. I'm having amazing relationships. I've met people I didn't even know I could hang out with, and they're my friends now. I love this friggin' life. Get into that space. How does that space feel?
Better.
Cool. Stay there as long as you can each day. Right? Sometimes what I do is I'm in my office and I'm thinking about the better office I want. And then I'm just imagining while I'm working away in the office that I'm in the better office. So I'm just superimposing the new reality on top of the current reality. And I'm like, oh, this feels good. I like this new office. And I've got the view of the ocean outside, right? And got the nice mahogany desk and right. And then I've got like the big screen on the back wall. So when I want to take a break, I've got a 75-inch TV screen so I can just chill in my office. That's not even the 100-inch I've got in the room for watching movies. Like, this is a cool life. I want you to play with that. Right? And this is key. I want you to play with it. I don't want you to be like, I got to do this and I got to get it right and I've got to do all this. That's not fun. Play with it. Be in that space like, I love this life. This life that I keep creating, that I keep looking at different aspects of it, it's amazing. And I'm living it now.
Hmm.
Okay. I've done these exercises. That's what's gotten me to where I am now. I know it works.
Oh yeah, that kicks something loose. Something that's been is a slog to get through, and just what you were talking about doing your work in your office while being in the future office. I was
Yeah.
This work that's a slog to get through is to get me to a better place. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna start doing it while
Start doing
thinking
it.
about where I'm gonna end up as a result.
Good.
Felt better.
Now your energy just got a lot lighter. How do you feel?
Good.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right.
Thanks.
Let's give Elizabeth some love. Hey, did you like that? I hope so. I hope you got a great shift out of it. And just keep in mind, there are hundreds of videos on this channel. You can watch them, say yes when I ask you to step out of story and get more shifts. I have clients that do that every single day. Now, if you want to work with me in person, just go to the link down there for Ignite Your Success. And that's where these videos come from. I do a free workshop every month, the second Monday of the month. And the cost for admission, it's not money. It's you're going to end up here on the YouTube channel. If you're okay with that, happy to work with you. If you want more privacy, we'll then look into some of my programs. We're going to have some more information on them below. Anyway, thank you. We're off. Enjoy your life. Don't be afraid to be the happiest person in the room. Got it? Okay. Bye.